Good morning and welcome to Naughty Nuts. A naughty nut is a situation in your life or a movie which puzzles you, which is a nagging feeling that there's something missing, there's more. I can't quite untie this. It keeps kicking. Excuse me. It's a knot that keeps being kicked down the road. So we're going to look at two movies. One movie, the first movie will be One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Now this movie is a great naughty knot. It's got deep questions in it. So I'm going to, I hope you saw the movie. The One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest has a question in it for me. Why did McMurphy have to die? Why did the chief kill McMurphy? This is a naughty knot. This is a knot. Why did McMurphy have to die before the chief could break out? If you recall, the movie is about a ward, people stuck in a ward, many of them willingly, they chose to be there, and it's a self-contained, hermetically sealed world run by Nurse Ratched. It's Ratched in a certain way. And McMurphy was put in the ward by the state because they didn't know if he was nuts or not. But obviously he wasn't. And yet he could have left any time, but he didn't. He stayed in the world. And in the end, and he tried to get the members of the ward to escape. He took them on a boat trip. He took them out into the world. But they wouldn't leave. They stayed in the ward. And McMurphy actually stayed there too. Why did McMurphy stay in the ward, you see? In Buddhism, this is the Bodhisattva. The Bodhisattva stays in the world of suffering, even though he could leave and go to nirvana. He chooses to stay in the world, to suffer in the world, as the humans suffer, you see. So McMurphy was, in that sense, a bodhisattva who chose to stay in the ward, and here we get into this ambiguity. Is the ward the world, or the world the ward? You cannot separate the two in Cuckoo's Nest. Usually wards are in insane asylums, and the world is the world. Now the world basically is the sum. Your world is the sum total of your experiences. I'm going to have to blow my nose. Isn't this terrible? Hold on. You know, I could have turned this off and started it again, but anyway. So the movie ends with McMurphy having a lobotomy and the chief killing him, and then the chief leaves, pulls the fountain up out of the floor, throws it through the window, and leaves the ward. And the rest of the people stay in the ward talking about McMurphy. Talking about McMurphy and the chief. So what is going on here? The McMurphy, this is a traditional theme in movies that are breakout movies. Take another one. Apocalypse Now. Why did Colonel Williams have to kill Colonel Kurtz? Now, these two are similar knots. Why did Chief kill McMurphy? Why did Colonel Williams kill Chief? Now, what were the similarities between the Chief, between McMurphy, and Colonel Kurtz? both were stuck at the headwaters of a river, of the river of the mind. If you imagine your mind like a deep well, and you go down, or an ocean, and you go down in the well to the source spring, to its source. It's not horizontal; it's vertical. So both McMurphy and Kurtz were stuck in the ambiguity of the ward. The Colonel Kurtz. Okay, this talk stopped on me, so I don't know where it stopped. So I'll just pick it up. So anyway, we're caught in a ward like the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War in Apocalypse is a metaphor for the insanity of ambiguity. And the ward in the Cuckoo's Nest is the same insanity, where you can't tell the difference between madness and sanity. In the Apocalypse Now, you can't tell the difference between insanity and madness. And it's the same as in Cuckoo. And the inmates can't tell the difference, so they can't get out. You can't leave the war. You can't leave the ward. When you can't tell the difference, when you think it's sane, but it's really insane. And they oscillate. So when you think it's sane, it's insane. When you think it's insane, it's sane. You're caught in the oscillation of ambiguity. You're caught in the madness of the pair of opposites. Logic fails here. Choice fails here. You can't choose to get out of the ward when anything you choose keeps you in the ward. So leaving the ward, it's a revolving door. So leaving the ward is coming back in the ward. You can't get out, so you give up. So you give up. In the Cuckoo's Nest, they give up and rely on Nurse Ratched, you see. No matter what they do, they can't get out of the ward, so what do? You can't choose. When you can't choose, what do? You give up and call a tech support. You give up and call the mechanic. You give up and call the leader who will tell you what to do. You call the authority, the teacher, the guru, who will tell you what's true. And this puts your mind to rest. Because when you're in ambiguity in the ward, you can't rest. You can't find rest. Because everything you do is unrest. You see, so both Apocalypse Now and Cuckoo's Nest are pointing metaphorically to this naughty knot, which is really us, America, right now, where we're stuck. In Apocalypse Now, we're stuck at the headwaters of the mind, in the ambiguity or insanity of Colonel Kurtz, or we're stuck in the ward of the Cuckoo's Nest. How do we fly out of this nest, you see? Something's got to die. Something has to be given up. Well, you have to give up the logical mind that's trapped in, you have to give up your logical choosing mind and just do a mad act and just break out. Just do a mad act, you see. You have to choose. You can't choose a mad act. That's why it's made. So, in other words, what do you do when choice fails? We know what this is. When you can't fix the lawnmower, you just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Choice has failed. So these movies are both great naughty knots that point the way out of the madness of our current American situation. The knot that we are now living. How do we get out? We have to do a mad act. We have to actually break out through madness. Thanks for dropping in. Subscribe and like my posts.